KD9MED, KD9MED, K9 GCR. How's my signal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we'll hold. I'm going to hold the net here on this repeater then. So, okay, thanks. We'll catch you during that, K9 GCR. K9 GCR and any station listening, I will be holding the Friday night fun net here on this repeater. We'll be getting underway here about 7 minutes. Again, I'll be holding the Friday night fun net on this 147195 repeater. We'll get underway in about 7 minutes. K9 GCR will be clear.
KC9 GCR, W9AXD Portable. Jimmy, can you put me down as an early bird tonight, sir?
Repeat the last part of your transmission there, Jamie. Say again.
I was just asking if you could put me in as an early bird check-in for tonight, sir.
I will put you down as such. I have 2 of them tonight. Also, I just wanted to let you know, I'm trying to run the, I'm doing my best to try to hold the net on the 255 repeater, but for whatever reason, the past few weeks, there's been a lot of problems. Conditions have not been favorable. So tonight I'm going to hold it here on this repeater, and we'll see what happens next Friday night. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, Jimmy, not a problem. So you just having trouble getting into that repeater? Is that the issue? You just can't get it. You can't get in it cleanly, or I'll let Eric know.
Here's the thing: the last few times I tried to hold the net, there was just nothing but noise or whatever. We tried the last Friday, and I think it was my K9MED was saying there was quite a bit of noise. You couldn't copy me at all, but I gotta believe it's probably conditions or something like that.
Alrighty, Jimmy. I'll let him know just in case he needs to check his repeater settings. I know that one stays on all the time now. He used to power it off in the middle of the night, but I don't think he does that anymore. So he may have to check his settings there. All right, thanks, Jimmy. You have a great night, sir. And looks like we got some rain coming in. It got really dark over here and off to the west, so it looks like we're going to get some rain. Anyway, well, I guess we got to take it. 73, Jimmy, W9JTC. We'll be clear at 195.
Sprinkling here too. So okay, next Friday night I'll try to hold the net on 255. But for tonight we're going to hold it here. 73, talk to you later, K9 GCR, be clear. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9GCR. I'm located here in Freeport, and I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what this hobby of ham radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing an on-air meeting place for all ham radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus offset. You need to have that programmed in your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or the PL in your radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency of the straight 195 simplex. If I hear you, I will acknowledge you and check in the net. This is the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, May 5th, 2023, and a happy Cinco de Mayo for those of you who are celebrating the holiday. It's not a big deal in Mexico as it is in this country. Mexico's big celebration is their Independence Day, which is in September. Let me reset. Again, this is the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, May 5th, 2023. Mike, K9MED, is a live stream this net on the internet. For those of you who are listening in and you want to check in on the internet, check in with Mike, K9MED, like you usually do, and he in turn will relay your internet check-in to me via the radio. Also, if you're on the 6 and you can hear the repeater, but you can't get to it due to conditions, you're too far away from it, or you don't have internet access, you can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FN, 232-3636, the local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, or try to check it on the radio if at all possible. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take a short time on mobile stations. If you have a family situation going on, if you're rather concentrate your drive, you got something else happening that you can't participate, I'll take your short time on mobile stations. By the way, I've got 3 early bird check-ins. N2RON Ron, and W9AXD Jamie, and K9KZT Larry. So, okay. Those of you you can't stay with us your short time, we'll take your short time check-ins. If you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. And also, after we get done, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins in northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins in southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, marathons, or ham fest. We got the sandwich ham fest this coming Sunday. We'll talk about that later. We'll do our regular features. We'll do the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. This is our tech net portion. What kind of an antenna you want to put up on your tower? What kind of are you having problems with your amplifier or power supply? What kind of radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, or all mode, or what have you? So if you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Then we'll have our Friday Night Fun Net DX corner. Did you make any DX contacts this week? We sure would love to hear from Bob. So then we'll have our, we'll have our SWAT net. You have to buy, sell, trade, or want really to hobbies, ramps, radio, and computers. Please feel free to do that. Okay. I got a phone call from Kirk, KD9MED, Rah Preston. He is very interested to know if you and the Rockford area are very interested in having a field day this year. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a survey. He said he'll check in later on, and of course he might be listening too. If you want to have a field day activities in Rockford, please let me know. I'll I got 2 columns, yes or no. You want field day? Please indicate by saying yes. If not, please indicate by saying no. But we would very much, I think Kurt would very much like to have a field day activity in Rockford, actually it was in South Boyd like he did last year. So that's what we'll be doing. The next question, I'm going to ask everybody: are you going to be going to the Sandwich Ham Fest? If you are going, what are you interested in buying? Okay. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short time on mobilization like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul Roseport, short time tonight. 73, be clear.
K9QPL, Paul and Wells Park. Okay, Paul, hey, before I let you go, are you interested in having a field day in Rockford? What do you say?
KC9QPL, well, I think it's, yeah, I'd say yes, if everybody else wants one.
Okay, Paul, I put you down in the yes column, so thank you very much for checking in. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you down the log here. Thanks for checking in. Do we have any more short-time mobilizations for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's move on. Let's go on with general check-ins. At this time, I'll take general check-ins from Northern Illinois. I'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
K9SBG, Rockford, Illinois.
K9SBJ, Scott and Rockford. Okay, Scott, that radio definitely sounds beautiful tonight. They're really beautiful coming in the repeater. Zips are standing right next to me. Okay, Scott, I'll get back to you in a few minutes around table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois with the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9SSV, Mike and Roscoe.
KD9SSV, Mike in Roscoe. Okay, Mike, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes round table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois with the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. KD9MED, Mike in the Rochelle. I've got you checked in, Mike. Mike is live streaming this net on the internet. He's also recording this net for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. You'll be able to hear this net. If you're not able to hear all of it, Mike will post it as soon as I get done, as soon as I sign off tonight, and he'll post it. You'll hear this net. You'll also hear past editions of the net. Okay, Mike, thanks for checking in and get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9MED.
KD9MED, Mike, let's do that again. K9MED, Carrie and Rockford, Duke of Digital DX. Okay, I've got you checked in, Carrie. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois with the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. back in, but wherever it was, nothing but noise with your signal. You might want to increase your power or change the location. Let's try that one more time, please. Okay, we'll move on then. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday night fun net, please call now.
This is KYB, KD9MED, Dale.
KD9YBG, Dale, Southeast Rockford, the new kid on the block. Okay, Dale, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around, Dale. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois over the Friday night fun net, please call now.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
KD9N, Kurt in Roscoe, the Rah president. We've got you checked in, Kurt. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Thanks for checking in. Okay. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday night fun net, please call now. Now that last station trying to check in, nothing but noise. No audio, no nothing. You might want to try it again, or better yet, please increase your power or change the location. Let's try that one more time. Okay, we're going to move on. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois, the Friday night fun net, please call now. Well, we had a good turnout from Northern Illinois. Let's see how much of a good turnout we get from Southern Wisconsin. Any stations in Southern Wisconsin would like to check the Friday night fun net, please call now. Okay, well, it's Friday night fish Friday night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappie, or bluegills, or what have you. Those of you in the Milwaukee area, you're eating your Foley sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, Braunschweiger, of course, your cheese, I'll read some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. At this time, I will take check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday night fun net. Please call now. Okay, just as a reminder, we'll go ahead with the traffic portion now. State Line Amateur Radio Club, we will be having our bi-monthly meeting tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. Tony, K9RFD, our EC here in Stevenson County, is also our club president, will be presiding. Mike, KD9DDD, running around the rural Davis, Illinois, is going to be giving a talk about the digital ham radio equipment. So if you're into that, mode, you're not doing anything tomorrow afternoon, come on over to the Freeport Public Library. That's where our State Line Amateur Radio Club meeting will take place. It'll be once again, it'll take place tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. So if you're into this digital stuff, come on over. You don't have anything better to do tomorrow afternoon, come on over. Okay, that's the traffic I have. Does anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along for the net?
KD9GCR, this is KD9KWR, Donna Malloy. In a short time, I have no traffic. Nice to hear you, Jimmy.
Go into our, all right, we did the traffic. Let's go ahead with the Friday night fun net set corner. This is our tech net portion. This is where anybody gets a chance to ask any technical questions. We'll do our best to answer them for you. What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? base, all mode, or let's see, mobile, digital, or what have you. FT8 or DMR, what have you. If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Anybody has any technical questions at this time, please go ahead.
I had a short time check and I think you guys doubled. Oh.
Well, sorry about that. Go to the station that's trying to check in. Come back.
KC9 GCR, this is KD9 KWR, Don and Beloit. I have no traffic, short time.
KD9 KWR, well, hello, stranger. Long time no hear. We haven't talked to you in a while. Hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. Sorry I missed you there, but thanks for checking in.
No problem, Jimmy. 73. Have a good one.
Okay, thanks very much. Okay, let's any more stations you want to check the Friday night fun? Please call now.
W9RLT, short time tonight, Jimmy.
W9RLT, the king of weather spotting. How do I want to call those? Weather spotters, or what have you? The king of the Skywarn king, we'll call you. Hey, Ricky, before I let you go, your short time, what do you think about are you interested in having a field day taking place in Rockford this year?
Yeah, Jimmy, I'll be on the side here listening for the most net tonight. Good to hear everybody out there. Yeah, long story short, I am definitely down for it. So, more ham, activities, the better. So, my answer would be a definite yes.
Okay, that sounds good. That's two in favor. So, okay, sounds good. Kirk KD9N checked in. He wants to know if anybody is interested. So, I'm doing this survey for him. Ricky, I know you're short time. You have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Okay, do we have any more stations we'd like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now. Okay, and now we're going to get into the Friday night fun at DX corner. This is where everybody gets a chance. If they made any DX contacts this week, or this is our last weekend, we would love to hear about. Did anybody make anybody with any DX contacts? Please call now.
KB9SSV.
K9SSV. Okay, Mike, what do you got for us?
Well, 10 meters wasn't too good in the last week. They made a few contacts on 20 and 15. And mostly in South America and Europe and Russia. But they got... there's a thing called, it's out of England. It's called the GB23C. Called the Corona Nation of H.M. King Charles III. And that's out of the Royal Naval College. And I don't know if it sounds pretty big, like it's kind of like something like W9AW is here, I guess. And I made a contact on 15 and 20 meters there, so it's going on till the 9th of May on just about all bands. And that's a big one here. Back to net.
Yeah, that's going to be a big deal tomorrow. I'm going to try to get up early tomorrow morning to watch that. TV coverage gets underway at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, our time. 5 a.m. on the East Coast. So that'll probably, let's see, that'll be probably at 10 a.m. Over there. So I definitely want to watch that. This is a once in a lifetime thing. This has not taken place in 70 years. Since 1953, when late Queen Elizabeth II was crowned. You know, but back in those days, a lot of people did not have any TV. This is a true story. A lot of people did not have TV sets. I'll tell you what, they bought TV sets just so they could watch the coronation of Queen Elizabeth. Was way back in 1953. Not too many people still have TV sets yet. So, Mike, thanks very much for that information. I'm going to watch BBC News tomorrow morning for that. Again, I'm going to try to wake up around 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, or 3:30, 4. Thanks for that information. Does any other station have any DX reports? Okay, let's go ahead with the SWAT net. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to the hobbies, RAM, trading, or a computer. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. We mentioned prices over the air, but any haggling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any SWAT net traffic they'd like to pass along? Please call now. Okay, sorry about that, folks. That's what happens when I'm trying to get my papers all shoveled around and what have you. All right, let's get into the round table. Let's see. Scott K9RFD, are you still with us? Are you interested? The question is being asked. Are you interested in participating in a field day activities in the Rockford area next month? What do you say?
K9SBJ. Well, I'll tell you what, anything that's connected with ham radio, I'm interested in, so I have no problem with that. With you and the 255, you know, he has a lot of bills to pay out there because he got a control room in that place, which would gobble up the wattage and everything like that. So that's probably the reason that you weren't getting in there. So he probably has it turned down. So I don't know. Best of luck to him.
Okay, I put you down in the yes column then, Scott, so okay, also, I need to ask this question. Are you going to the Sandwich Ham Fest this Sunday, and if you are, what are you interested in buying?
No, Jimmy, KC9GCRN9SBJ. Now, we're not going to go down to Sandwich, Illinois, because we don't have any transportation to go there, but anyways, anybody going, bring your wallet and everything like that and have a good time. So that's all I have to say right now, Jimmy. So you have a good night and take care of yourself. God bless.
Okay, Scott, you too. Thank you for checking the Friday night fun then. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. Thanks for checking in. KD9SSV, Mike, are you interested in participating in a field day activities in Rockford this year?
Now, let's see. My heart's in it, but I'm not sure if my schedule's in it. So right off the top of my head, I would say yes. If scheduling permitted, my wife makes little plans here and there, sometimes I don't know about to the last minute, so as long as it don't conflict with the scheduling, I'm sure I would. Back to you, Jimmy.
This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Well, as long as your heart says yes, I'm going to put it down there. I'll put you down in the yes column. So I'll put you down as yes. So, okay, Mike, thank you for checking in. Okay, well, I'm sure we'll hear you tomorrow night on the Saturday Evening Rag Tune Net, which I will be running. More than likely, we'll probably be holding on this repeater. We'll see what happens. Okay, Mike, talk to you tomorrow night. KD9MED, Mike in Rochelle. Are you interested in participating in any field day activities in the Rockford area? Okay, Mike, go ahead with that internet check-in. Whiskey 4, Echo, and come back with the rest of those two other calls, please, the letters, please. Whiskey 4, Echo, Mike, Bravo, welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. Thanks, okay, I see for internet checking. Okay, I've gone down that way, Mike, thanks for that internet checking. Okay, moving on to the round table here. Gary, KD9MED, are you interested in participating in the field day activities in Rockford this year? I know you said that you would probably come up to our field day activity, but would you be interested in participating in one in Rockford?
This is KD9MED. Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Let me tell you about my week first. I have business that's taking me to Chicago every week. I went there Wednesday, and it was a real nice day, and I walked maybe a mile in the North Shore neighborhood there. I had an Italian beef dipped with the mild peppers. It was very good. Rather expensive, a lot more expensive than they used to be back in the 1970s. And, of course, there were crazy drivers. Anyway, I'm going back next week, and I'll try something else to eat. Brief reset. On QRZ.com today, in their swap meet section, there was a guy selling Greenlee chassis punches. And I got to thinking about that. The Greenlee plant was only about 500 yards southwest of where I'm sitting right now. So those punches may very well have been made by somebody who lived in this house at one time or another. Anyway, they're lovely little tools. The guy's asking a fortune for them. They're probably worth it. Brief reset. I messed around with my loop antenna today. I put a 10-meter loop on it with 6 AWG wire, and I don't know, it worked, you know, the thing worked great the first 3 days I had it, and then it quit working, and I still haven't been able to revive it, so I got to figure out what's going wrong with that. Oh, brief reset. The field day this year, what I want to do is to operate independently, more or less, to establish my own readiness for field operation. And I'll spend at least one day out there with you guys out at Crape Park, Jimmy. I'll be operating as myself, not as a field day station, and I'll stay out of your way as much as possible. I have to cobble the station together first. I want to use my QDX transceiver, so I'll be running QRP on that. I have to cobble it all together and field and test it in the driveway here. Brief reset. I'd encourage as many people as possible to participate in the rah-rah field day. They need operators. They need people, enthusiastic people, to come out and be a part of it. And when I was there last Saturday, it was great. It was really, really great. Sandwich. Sandwich is a great ham fest, but I just don't need anything, Jimmy. There's nothing that justifies the drive out there. But you guys go by all means. It's a wonderful ham fest every time I'm out there. KD9MED.
Okay, Gary, sounds good. I put you down in the yes column then. So okay, that sounds good. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, a sandwich is a little bit far from me, and anyway, I'll be. I got the copy of the Ham Rag magazine. I'll read that announcement about that. But the only one I go to is the one in Belvedere. So that's about it there. Okay, Gary. Hey, thanks for checking in. Okay, now let's go to the new kid on the block. KD9YBG, Dale, are you interested in participating in a field day activity in Rockford if the Rah-Rah decides to have one? What do you say?
KD9YBG? Yeah, it sounds like it'd be fun. How are you picking me up right now? Because I'm sitting in my truck right at the moment.
Okay, that sounds good.
You got a copy of me, Jimmy?
Yes, I do. You go ahead. You said you would probably be interested in a field day activity in Rockford.
Yeah, I tried calling in earlier on HT, but you said it was all noise, so I hopped in a pickup truck, and I'm just talking on the mobile because I have never tried this yet. So I'm just checking it out because usually I just sit in the house. KD9YBG, back to you.
Okay, sounds good. I'll put you down in the yes column then. So, and also, are you going to Sandwich this Sunday? And if you are you looking to buy anything?
No, I probably won't be going because I already spent enough money this month on goodies because I just got an amplifier coming and I picked up a set of batteries. So I kind of spent my monthly allotment already. KD9YBG, back to you.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, you have a good evening, Dale, and thanks for checking in. So far, seven hams have said yes, they would be interested in having a field day activity in Rockford. All right. Now okay, Kurt, KD9MED. I'm sure you heard the count. What's going on with you?
KC9GCR, KE9N. Well, not too much. I'm just kind of listening here, and I didn't listen for about the first 15 minutes or so of the net, though, Jimmy. Do you have a list of people that would be involved with field day then? Because I can write them down.
Okay, here's what I got. Paul, K9QPL said, I don't know if he participated or not, but he said if anybody's interested, by all means go out. So I put him down. Well, WX9RLT, Rick, he said he might. Yeah, and then N9SBJ. I don't know if he would be or not. Let's see, well, for sure, WX9RLT, K9SSV, and and let's see, and that would probably K9YBG. There's the rest. They'd be interested, but whether they would actually participate or not, that's another story.
Okay, well, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to have to get on the phone and actually ask people if they can, if they're interested in field day, to set that aside that weekend to help us with field day. So let's see what happens. If you get more people that, you know, what we kind of need is yes, I want to do field day, or no, I don't. If you, I don't know any other way of really saying it, Jimmy, but if you go, well, I might, well, that doesn't count, kind of, because we have to have a commitment of some kind to put on field day. That's like us saying, are you going to do field day? And we go, well, we might. No, we got to figure out if there's going to be people involved, then we have to make a commitment to do field day. So, you know, and again, it's totally up to the individual. They got time to think about it, sort of. But I think I'm just going to have to get on the phone a little bit, and maybe you want to check with some people, maybe on the Monday night net or other nets or something like that, and make a list. If they go, yep, I'm going to be there, that's kind of what we need, is either, yep, I'm going to be there, or no, I've got other plans, or I'm going to someone else's field day. No big deal. Okay, well, anyhow, Jimmy, I'll turn it back to you, and I'll be listening. KC9GCR, KE9N.
Okay, Kurt, I'll tell you what I did. While you were talking, I rephrased the question. I wrote that, I put down, do you want to do field day in Rockford this year? So that's what we'll do. We'll make it definite. And so hopefully Dean, K9FLO, will check in later on, so you two can rag to. That'd be great. Okay, thanks for checking in, Kurt. We'll see what happens. All right, WX9. Okay, that concludes my list. We have any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun then? Please call now. K9YI, Scott, you might want to go to the input. I know it's you, but you might want to go to the input, because I can just barely make you out at all. Okay, it's better than you were on the repeater. So okay, what is going on with you, Scott? Yeah, we might be in for some severe weather, maybe tomorrow night, or possibly Sunday night too, because Sunday is supposed to get in the 80s for high temperatures. So we'll wait and see what happens. I don't know. These topics probably wouldn't interest you, but when I'm asking a question, do you definitely want to do a field day in Rockford this year? And of course, the other question is, are you going to the Sandwich Ham Fest this year? So, like I said, those topics probably wouldn't interest you, but I was just kind of curious what else is going on. Okay, sounds good there, Scott. Hey, I'm gonna let you go. You have a good evening, and enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. We'll talk to you on Sunday night in the Green County Net. Okay, 7 degrees. In case anybody didn't hear that, that was Scott, K9YI in Monroe, Wisconsin, checking in on the 195 the Simplex. There, he was not able to get in I could just barely copy him on the repeater. Okay, do we have any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, this is number 2 of the 30 original radio nut jokes. They have to pertain with the handfest. You know you're a radio nut when you spend hundreds of dollars on a new rig and then wander the handfest, pausing each time you pass the booth selling those $7 embroidered call sign ads, thinking, I wonder if they'll take $6. That's number 2 of the 30 original radio nut jokes. If you have a homemade radio nut joke you want to pass along, you can give me a call here on the radio or on the Friday Night Fun at Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FNFN 232-3636. The homemade radio nut jokes are better than the 30 original ones anyway. So, okay. Any more stations you want to check in, please call now. We're having a slow net tonight. I think everybody must be out and enjoying the weather. So we're supposed to have 70-degree readings all throughout next week and into the following week too. So that would be that'd be great. Any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. Okay, I'm going to read the announcement about they call it the DeKalb Handfest, but we call it the Sandwich Handfest. But here it is. The DeKalb Handfest, sponsored by the Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club, Sunday, May 7th, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Vendor/tailgate setup, Saturday, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. via the back gate. $8 advance tickets, or the double stubs, see below, and $10 admission at the gate, single stub. By the way, Richard N9ZO in Belvedere still has tickets for the advance tickets to the Amfest. You can give him a call at area code 815-547-8686. Area code 815-547-8686. If you want, you better give him a call tomorrow. Is the last day you'll be able to get those tickets from Richard. But okay, let's continue. Okay, overnight camping on fairgrounds, $20 per night. Includes electric and sewer. It will take place rain or shine, 2 large buildings, 3 cash prizes, prize drawings every half hour. Free outside tailgating. There will be no VV testing, and chairs are not furnished. The food vendors from Hy-Vee. The fairground regulations prohibit vehicles in buildings. So, okay. Okay, always the first Sunday in May 7th, 2023. Sandwich Fairground, Sandwich, Illinois. Just north of Route 34 intersection of Sidam and Glutty Roads. Talking K9RFD Repeater 146.730 PL 100.0 minus offset or 146.52 simplex. It says please use main gate. If you have any questions, contact Bob yours, W9AXD Handfest Chairman at 815-757-3219 or email W9AXD at arrl.net. This is K9RFD the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater route. We're transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. the DeKalb Fest, bring your dollars, your pesos, your lira, your rubles, your rupees, your denarii, your francs, your marks, your euros, and drachmas, or what have you, whatever currency you please. Are there any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I'm happy to report that that rah-rah is finally going to have an in-person meeting. That's going to be next, let's see, that will be next Friday, May the 12th. Just a minute. Wait just a minute. I'm sure I don't think I'm doing that right. But I do know this. They're going to be meeting at OSF St. Anthony Hospital again. So that's good that they're going back to their old meeting place. They're definitely going to be meeting. So that's going to be next Friday night, May the 12th.
Hey, Jimmy, that's right. It's next Friday night. It's at 7 o'clock, and the meeting room that we're going to be in is called the Foundation Room. Over.
Oh, yeah, the Foundation Room, yeah. That's great. I wasn't sure. I thought, oh, boy, I thought I was giving out wrong information. It's going to be seeming like old times getting back inside that place again.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, really we go because that way we go to Jerry's Pizza after.
Yeah, that's right, for your second meeting. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, sounds good, Kurt. Hey, are there any more stations that want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? If you're coming home with your Friday night fish fries, steak fried, grocery shopping, or the show, if you just turned your radio on or you've been copying the mail for the last 47, 48 minutes, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Remember, we're in the region. Without traffic, please call K9GCR. Okay, one moment, please. I'll be back. K9GCR. Be right with you. Okay, this is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. I went to 6-1, something I should have done before the net started mentioning that we're holding the net here. So that's the situation. Okay. Like I said, I think everybody's enjoying the weather tonight. That's the reason for the slow turnout. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and do the Friday Night Fun Net trivia. For the benefit of those new ham radio, those persons who are studying for their first ham radio license. And let's see, our next VE testing session here in Freeport will take place on Saturday, July 1st at 12:30 p.m. in the Freeport Public Library. You want more information, contact Tony, K9RFD, the president of the State Line Amateur Radio Club, and also REC here in Stevenson County. All right. I'll find some questions here. boy. Having a problem with my magnifying glass. All right. Okay. First question. What types of international communications is an FCC licensed amateur radio station permitted to make? A. Communications incidental to the purposes of the amateur radio service and remarks of a personal character. B. Communications incidental to conducting business or remarks of a personal nature. C. Only communications incidental to contest exchanges. All other communications are prohibited. D. Any communications that would be permitted by an international broadcast station. What types of international communications is an FCC licensed amateur radio station permitted to make? A. Communications incidental to the purposes of the amateur radio service and remarks of a personal character. B. Communications incidental to conducting business or remarks of a personal nature. C. Only communications incidental to contest exchanges. All other communications are prohibited. D. Any communications that would be permitted by an international broadcast station. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
K9RFD Alpha.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. What types of international communications is an FCC licensed amateur radio station permitted to make? Correct answer is A. Alpha. Communications incidental to the purposes of the amateur radio service and remarks of a personal character. 97.117. Unless specifically prohibited by the government of either country, any ham can talk to any other ham. International communications must be limited to the purposes of the amateur service or remarks of a personal nature. Ham radio license manual page 7-15. KD9EPZ, good evening, Al. What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing really. Just sitting here trying to keep cool.
I hear you. I got both my windows open in my living room today, and I'll tell you what, I got all my fans running too. It's probably going to be this way for several days coming up, but it's good we're getting warm weather again.
Yeah, I could do about snow, but and my guy who can't remember his call sign, but the gentleman who mows my lawn, who's also a ham, and his stepfather's a ham, and his father's a ham, and his mother's a ham, and lots of ham. But anyway, I'm glad he got my lawn mowed today because it's supposed to rain this weekend.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, tell him, if you see him again, tell him about this and that and the Friday night fun and the other nets there in the area.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he knows about it, but problem is he doesn't hardly ever get on the radio. Not even for the Ogle County net. He's busy. He's still in school, and I think I don't know if he's really had the interest or just got the license because his parents had licenses.
That could very well be too. You know, I never thought about that way. Yes, that's for sure. Okay, Al, we're talking. I don't know if these items would interest you or not, but we're starting to get the ball rolling. Kurt K9N wants to see if anybody wants to do a field day in Rockford this year. So that's so far the interest is there, but as far as actual getting involved, that's another story. And of course, we're also talking about the Sandwich Ham Fest. I know you're not able to go, but I was asking everybody if they were planning on going. If they were, what are you looking for?
I'll tell you, if I was going, which I can't go, of course, and I wish I could, I'm looking for omnidirectional 2-meter horizontal antenna.
Yeah, sounds good. That's okay. That's for sure. That's for sure. So, okay. Sounds good, Al. Hey, thanks for checking in. We'll continue with the trivia segment. We'll just see what happens. I think it's a slow net tonight. I think everybody's enjoying the weather. Okay, Al, thanks for checking. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. Okay, continuing with the trivia segment. Alright. Oh, just a minute. Okay. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returned to your CQ call seems too high or low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returned to your CQ call seems too high or low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KE9N.
Go ahead, Kurt.
I believe the answer is D as in dog, the RIT control.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returned to your CQ call seems too high or low? Correct answer is D delta, the RIT or clarifier. Receiver incremental tuning, or RIT, is a fine-tuning control used for SSB or CW operation. RIT allows the operator to adjust the receiver frequency without changing the transmitter frequency. This allows you to tune in a station that is slightly off frequency or to adjust the pitch of an operator's voice that seems too high or low. AM radio license manual page 5-9. Okay. Okay. Why should the outer jacket of coaxial cable be resistant to ultraviolet light? A, ultraviolet resistant jackets prevent harmonic radiation. B, ultraviolet light can increase the losses in the cable's jacket. C, ultraviolet and RF signals can mix, causing interference. D, ultraviolet light can damage the jacket and allow water to enter the cable. Why should the outer jacket of coaxial cable be resistant to ultraviolet light? A, ultraviolet resistant jackets prevent harmonic radiation. B, ultraviolet light can increase losses in the cable's jacket. C, ultraviolet and RF signals can mix, causing interference. D, ultraviolet light can damage the jacket and allow water to enter the cable. Anybody correct answer to this question?
KD9YBG, it'd be D, Delta.
You are correct, Dale. You are correct. Why should the outer jacket of coaxial cable be resistant to ultraviolet light? Correct The answer is D delta. Ultraviolet light can damage the jacket and allow water to enter the cable. Prolonged exposure to the ultraviolet or UV in sunlight will cause the plastic in the jacket to degrade, causing small cracks that allow water into the cable. And read the lesson manual, page 4-17. Okay, what is the approximate length in inches of a quarter wavelength vertical antenna for 146 megahertz? A, 112, B, 50, C, 19, D, 12. What is the approximate length in inches of a quarter wavelength vertical antenna for 146 megahertz? A, 112, B, 50, C, 19, D, 12. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
KE9N.
Go ahead, Kurt.
I'm going to say C is a Charlie. It's 19 inches.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. What is the approximate length in inches of a quarter wavelength vertical antenna for 146 megahertz? Correct answer, C, Charlie, 19. The length of a ground plane antenna is half that of a dipole, so use the formula. Length in feet equals 234/frequency in megahertz. At 146 megahertz, a ground plane is 234/146 feet equals 19.6. All the heck with it. I'm not reading this. I'm going to move on. Okay. What happens to the frequency of a signal in coaxial cable? Let's do that again. What happens as the frequency of a signal in coaxial cable is increased? A, the characteristic impedance decreases. B, the loss decreases. C, the characteristic impedance increases. D, the loss increases. What happens as the frequency of a signal in coaxial cable is increased? A, the characteristic impedance decreases. B, the loss decreases. C, the characteristic impedance increases. D, the loss increases. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KE9N.
Go ahead, Kurt.
The loss increases, which would be D.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. What happens as the frequency of a signal in coaxial cable is increased? Correct answer is D delta. The loss increases. Feed line loss increases with frequency for all types of feed lines. And realize the manual, page 4-9. Before we continue, are there any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. This is K9 GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater. Robert transmitting from Friday Night Fun Net Central Air in Freeport. Last station trying to check in. There was nothing but noise with your signal. I cannot copy anything. Try that one more time. You want to increase your power or change location, please. Okay, let's see. Trying to find another question. Okay. What are the toughest questions in the text, general, and extra Q&A? Your tower questions, of course. You new ham radio operators, those of you who are studying to get your tech license, someday you're going to be involved in a tower climbing expedition. You're going to be climbing the tower itself, or you're going to be part of the ground crew. Whenever you take your test for your tech license, this question might be the one that puts you over the top as far as passing your test. Here goes. What is required when climbing an antenna tower? A. Have sufficient training on safe tower climbing technique. B. Use appropriate tie-off to the tower at all times. C. Always wear an approved climbing harness. D. All these choices are correct. What is required when climbing an antenna tower? A. Have sufficient training on safe tower climbing technique. B. Use appropriate tie-off to the tower at all times. C. Always wear an approved climbing harness. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody correct answer this question?
KD9MED says D Delta sounds good to me.
Well, I'm glad it does, Terry, because you are correct. What is required when climbing an antenna tower? A. Have sufficient training on safe tower climbing technique. B. Use appropriate tie-off to the tower at all times. C. Always wear an approved climbing harness. And well, the correct answer is D. Delta. All these choices are correct. Starting with personal preparation. Both climbers and ground crew should wear appropriate protective gear anytime work is underway on the tower. Each member of the crew should wear a hard hat, goggles or safety glasses, and heavy-duty gloves suitable for working with rope. If you are the climber, be sure to get sufficient training on safe tower climbing techniques before beginning. Use appropriate tie-off to the tower at all times, and always wear an approved climbing harness. Don't use a leather lineman's belt, as they are unsafe and no longer approved for tower work. Many climbers prefer footwear with a steel shank that supports the foot while standing on a narrow rung. And read the license manual, page 9-19. Okay. Do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun net at this time? Please call now.
KC9GCR K9FLO.
K9FLO. Good evening, Dean. What is going on with you?
Evening, Jimmy. I tried to check in a couple minutes ago, and I'm using my HT, but I am using external antenna, but I had the wrong switch thrown and whatever. Anyway, I think it's working now, so I hope I'm hitting the repeater okay.
It's as if you're standing right next to me there, Dean.
Very good. I thought I'd see if this thing still works, so I'm talking to you on a Yaesu FT2 with a remote hand mic, and then it's going up to the antenna on the tower, and I think I put out about 5 watts, 4 watts, somewhere around there. So anyway, this is a test night. So how's it going? Happy Friday, and what else happening?
Well, Kurt KD9 is standby waiting to talk to you. And I'm asking the question, we're kind of rephrasing the question. Do you want to do field day in Rockford this year? And if you're going to Sandwich Ham Fest, are you going to Sandwich Ham Fest this Sunday? If you are, what are you looking to buy?
no to the Sandwich Ham Fest. I don't need anything. The wife has given me very explicit instructions. Don't even give it a thought. As far as Ham Fest goes, I'll be participating in the Greater Beloit Damage Radio event for Field Day, which we do up at the Rock County Fire Department. They're up in the north end of the city. So that's what's happening here. There, Jimmy, go ahead.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to you so you can get back to Kurt, KD9S. So you guys go ahead and pick it up.
K9N, K9FLO.
K9FLO, KE9N. How's it going there, buddy?
Yeah, so, you know, we really don't even need to go through a repeater at this, in this case. Just tried out the old Yaesu. Haven't used it much in a long time, but it still works. This is one of those things that if it was more activity on 2, I'd love to be able to get one of those new FT5, I think it is, because it's all color and that. You know, something modern and that. But anyway, I thought I'd see if it's still working. So it's Friday, and not much happening here. Went down to the Fish Fly down in Rockford. Fish Fly, yeah, that sounds good. And so that was our big excitement for the evening. Cleaned up around, trying to cut a stump out of the ground today, and I got about 40% of it cut out, and my chainsaw blade got so dull that I had to give up on that. So that was my outdoor project.
No, I totally understand on that. Well, if you get any dirt, if you're cutting in a little bit of dirt, that grit really dulls everything real quick, and of course loosens up the chain pretty quick too. So it's tough on chainsaws. I've done my share of trying to cut up stumps, and you get it in the dirt a little bit, and yeah, it doesn't take long to get a dull chain. Let's see here. Also, I was going to ask you, you want me to call you sometime this weekend and stop over and you can show me what you were talking about with your bracket situation?
That'd work out good. Get a chance. Now, of course, remember, I guess the weather is going to be going downhill, but yeah, you bet. I'll be around here most of the weekend. And I did order another a clamp assembly yesterday, so that he'd be here in a week or so, and I'm going to use that to mount it with because it's so darn strong. It's like 1/4-inch steel, hardened steel, chrome-plated, and I'm already using that for the dipole, but I figure I can slip another one right underneath and mount the my little antenna onto there, but I just got to figure out what to use for a pipe. And you're dealing with, well, I think the holes on this bracket are 1/2 inch in this clamp assembly. They call it a muffler clamp is what it's called, but it really worked good for the dipole, so I figured, oh, I'd just get another one of these, and got to get everything off the roof for the possible event of a new roof. So that's kind of what's going on there, and figured I could get, I've got it, the other antenna, TV antenna for that, to go onto it, but boy, it's tough to come up with a good, you know, you got so many limitations there. I can't take it out that far and away from the tower, and you know, it's not like a regular tower where you can do all that fun stuff. So yeah, it'd be great. K9N, K9FLO.
All right, well, let me see what's going on. I know I'll have time this weekend. I'll give you a buzz, and I can stop over, then you can explain it to me, and we'll put our heads together and come up with something. By the way, I don't know if you listened this morning on the Signal Net. I think I checked in before you did. And I don't know if Chuck mentioned it or not, but I ended up buying another piece of Drake equipment the other day. I've been kind of just looking a little bit for a TR4 console. You probably remember those. They had the clock and watt meter, and you could run a rotor, and let's see what else. Oh, there was a phone patch built in it, and then also like a remote antenna switch that you could operate. Anyhow, they're kind of pricey, and they're a little bit rare. The ones you see a lot of times just aren't in very good shape. But I found one that looked really, really good, and he had it underpriced by quite a bit. But he was agreeable. I didn't have any problems. So anyhow, I bought that, and I got all the additional pieces, if you want to call it that. The switch box to plug in all your power equipment, and then you just hit a button on the front, and it turns everything on. And he had the remote antenna switch. A lot of times you'll find just the console, and you won't find the associated equipment that goes with it. But he had everything, had the original manual with the warranty card. And it was, I would call it about a condition about a 95 out of 100, somewhere in there. So anyhow, I ended up buying that, and I got that the other day.
You have a TR4 and the R4 already, so all you're doing is filling in the gap?
Actually, what I have is a TR4CW with the RIT, one of the last ones made. And then I have the RV4C remote VFO, and I've got the MN2000 tuner.
Wow, that's pretty rare. Yeah. I never... Oops, there we go. Light finger on my little miniature microphone here. I never had I had an R4, what do they call that? The general coverage receiver for a bit, and that was right at the transition period where everybody's going solid state and this and that, so I'll be darned. Wow, that's pretty rare. That console is very rare. Good catch on that, and you enjoy it. That's going to be a nice setup.
Yeah, I was just trying to fill in the blanks. Of course, I don't have an L4B or anything like that, but the TR4CW with the RIT, that's in pretty much new condition. There's no corrosion on the chassis or anything like that, and that was one where they were copper plated, I think. But anyhow, I've had that, but I was kind of looking for a C4 console in really good condition. They're kind of pricey, though, and this was undervalued by about $300 probably. So anyhow, I ended up buying that. Collins has that SC101, which is a station control 101. I've seen those things, and they're just outrageously expensive if they're any good. A lot of times you find them and the light isn't any good on the front, and they've been modified, or you're missing parts or whatever. But even ones in, I'd call it average shape, kind of, boy, they can go for like about $1,500 to $2,000. One that's in excellent shape, I've actually seen them go for over $5,000. So I won't be looking for an SC101. That's not going to happen. I think my wife probably, after this, took all my money away from me anyhow.
I'll leave that one alone. I kind of relate to that. I'll tell you what, I'd rather have the Drake, that console, than the Collins. I think the Drake is a lot nicer, but of course, you're looking at a generation or two newer, a more modernized look. So that was kind of my thought on that there. Yeah, that'd be nice. So now all you got to do is find an old Drake antenna to go with it, and then get perfect package there. And they did. Drake made an antenna. I can't remember what it was, but then you could have a complete station here. Very good. You did good. that, like I said, I think that I like the Drake console better than I did the looks of the Counts. But of course, those are two different generations.
K9FLO, KE9N. Yeah, they are. And the clock works okay, and everything is fine with it. So, anyhow, I bought that, and it really wasn't that much money in a way. But if you find some kind of really polished up and really nice, boy, they're even a little pricey. So the guy was very nice about everything. I don't think he realized what it was really worth, but anyhow, I got it, and everything is fine on that. I think I mentioned to you I finished fixing up my FT102 with the intermittent frequency and everything, and that turned out to be a poor solder joint somewhere on the local oscillator board. There's a local oscillator that's 10 megahertz, and that would kind of come and go and stuff, and so I just took a small screwdriver and took the plastic part, like the handle part, and I just tapped on that board around there and kind of isolated it, and then I retouched up about, I'd say probably at least around 100 solder joints, just kind of reflowed everything, and that took care of that problem. And that's a pretty good rig. I've got INRAD filters actually in that, and that works real well. So I got another problem solved and out of the way.
What do you do for excitement? Yeah, you did. Boy, you did good doing that. And that's what you got to do. You know, on any of those. Boy, I'll tell you what, the solder joints is the first thing you hit, but you go after the obvious ones first, and kind of go from there. Otherwise, not much happening here. Trying to get. Waiting to see when our event's going to happen on the house, and get the. I'm not going to put anything back up on the roof. I'll have that. I'll be getting rid of that cobweb antenna. That one that's 10 through 40, I think it is, or 6 through 40. So I'm not going to put that up. But per direction to the wife, I've been informed that it will not be returning to the roof. So. In other words, we're going to have a clean roof when it's all done. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know if there's any demand for an antenna like that, but it is a nice low profile antenna. Any ideas?
Not off the top of my head, other than you could advertise it. I mean, it's a pretty simple antenna. If you could break it down far enough where you could actually ship it to someone, that's about the only thing I can think to do with it in a certain respect. It's not a easy up, easy down antenna for field day, so that kind of doesn't count. I don't know, you know, I would say probably break it down at least to a certain point, and maybe you could sell it at the Belvedere Hamfest in the fall. I'll turn it back to you then, Dean, and why don't you turn it to Jimmy? I don't want to take too much time out of the net, but that would just be my idea, is trying to maybe sell it over at Belvedere. K9FLO, KE9N.
You're absolutely right. I forgot about the Belvedere coming up, because summer is coming, so might as well start getting the stuff stockpiled for that. I use it, and believe it or not, it has its purpose and application that my other two antennas don't fill, and it's very surprising. And sometimes I've had reception on that antenna that I don't have on the dipole or the beam, so it is rather unique. But the easy thing is it doesn't take up much of a footprint on it. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks, Kurt. And sounds like you've succeeded in your endeavors on the console. That's always nice, and it's pretty cool looking too. Let me shoot it back to you, Jimmy. Take care, 7-3s. Jimmy, I forgot if I answered your question. Sandwich, no, I'll probably not be going to that because I've been told not to spend any money. GCR, K9FLO.
That sounds good. Yeah, sounds good, you guys. I understand. Yeah, the net's slow tonight, and Dean, you're checking number 17. I think everybody's out enjoying the weather. That kind of explains the slow turnout. But so that's great there. I really enjoy listening to you guys. So does everybody else. So that sounds good. Thanks to both of you for checking in. You guys have a good evening. We'll keep asking these questions during like the tomorrow night, Saturday evening, right? Tune in the Monday night rah-rah net. Do you want to do field day in Rockford this year? So that will just that's what we'll do. Okay, this is K9RFD Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater Rockford transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. Are there any more stations you'd like to check in this time? Please call now.
AK9F.
AK9F, Dave, what is going on with you?
Oh, I was at a show tonight, so that's why I'm late checking in. Just driving out to get my dinner.
Okay, sounds good. Are you going to the Sandwich Ham Fest this coming Sunday? And if you are, what do you plan on buying?
Negative.
Okay, sounds good, Dave. Hey, listen, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Drive safely, enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Okay, do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now.
N9OEG.
N9OEG, Chris in South Boyd. What's going on with you?
Not much. Been under the weather the last couple of days, so I'm basically just hibernating and laying low. Matter of fact, this is the first time I've been on the radio for a few days, so I heard you out there. I thought I'd check in, and the question about the Sandwich Ham Fest, I do have to decline because I bought too much stuff so far this year. Funny thing is that we're only 5 months into the year, and I've already hit my limit. My imposed limit, not voluntarily. So, other than that, everything else is pretty cool around here.
That's good, Chris. I'm sorry to hear about your illness there. Well, hopefully you recover from that too. Well, there's a lot of that stuff going on. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. So, okay. Well, Chris, I'll tell you what. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend.
You too, Jimmy, and thank you very much for accepting my check-in at 9OEG, back to net control.
Thank you for checking in. Okay, any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net this time, please call now. Okay, I think we're going to conclude Friday Night Fun Net trivia for the night. We'll do it again next week. So, okay, now I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. About a half hour at 10 o'clock, if you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago. Bill 114.8 plus that Night Watch net gets underway. That net runs 7 nights a week. If you can't get into that repeater, you can check in via the EchoLink. Also, let's see. Don't forget tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. I'm probably end up on this repeater. We'll have to see what happens. Saturday evening a rag tune net. We go around. We have rotating net control operators. I'll be net control tomorrow night. We talk about different subjects. You want to bring up a subject, that's fine. If you don't want to talk about that particular subject, you can bring up something else. But we go around about 2 or 3 or 4 times, and we that's what we do. We're at rag tune. We average around 8 or 9 check-ins. Sometimes even 10 or 11 check-ins. But it usually runs for about an hour or 15 minutes. If you want to check in that. That's a good net. We started that net last year. And the Saturday night fun net meets also at 8 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee. Well, technically that repeater is located in New Berlin, Wisconsin. That has a PL of 127.3 minus offset. You have to check in a certain way. Some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing up on this net. So, Sunday evening, oh yes, that reminds me. This coming Sunday evening for Sunday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. on 3905 on megahertz 75 and 80 meter band, the Illinois Aries net is held. They take check-ins from all over the state. Now let's see, Lloyd, KD9MED down Sterling. He's a EC for Region 2. I think he usually starts at first, and then they go. When he gets done with the check-ins, they go ahead, they turn over to other net control operators throughout the state. That net usually runs about a half hour. Again, that's the state Illinois statewide Aries net. Runs at 4:30 p.m. this coming Sunday on 3905 megahertz 75-80 meters. That net is held on the first and third Sundays of each month at 4:30 p.m. Now, Monday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 146.610 repeater, we have the Monday Night Rah-Rah Info Net. I and Larry K9KGT share the duties of net control operator. He did the net last Monday, so I'll do it this coming Monday. Then at the end of the net there, Larry K9KGT brings this code CW practice. At 8 p.m. Monday evenings on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon, the DL 82.5 minus offset, the Lee County Aries Races group holds its Monday evening net. And at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater to Cal with a PL 100.0 minus offset, we got the Kishwaukee Amp Radio Club net. I'm sure you hear Monday night. You hear about how successful the Sandwich Ham Fest has been. So, you know what? I skipped today. One moment, please. Yes, I forgot to mention Sundays at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe. A PL of 123.0 minus offset. Green County Aries Races net is held. Scott K9YI is net control this coming Sunday. Somebody else is net control this it was last week. So okay. Then again, that net is held on 145.110 repeater in Monroe with PL 123.0 minus offset. Okay. At 8 p.m. on Sunday evenings, on the the Big Thunder Amp Radio Club holds its Sunday evening net on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with a PL 100.0 plus offset. Okay. You already did Mondays, we'll go move to Tuesdays. Tuesday evenings, you got two nets to choose from. You got the Tuesday evening Health and Tech net, which is held on the 146.610 repeater in Rockford with Larry A-Sign-GO and Rockton as your net control operator. At the same time, the Rock County Aries Races net is held on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, the PL 123.0 minus offset. Immediately following the Tuesday Health and Tech net, Larry K9KGT has another CW session. Also at 8:30 p.m. The guys down in Ogle County just recently started a brand new net. It's the Ogle County Amateur Radio Net. It's held on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with PL 146.2 plus offset. If they have time, they'll go to they'll have a simplex net on 146.595 simplex. Then at 9 o'clock they'll go back to 147.165 or the Ogle County Amateur Radio Net for Aries and Skywarn. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on 147.390 repeater. PL 114.8 plus offset. We have the weekly Esteemed County Aries net. I am the net control of that net. At 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater in Beloit with the PL 123.0 plus offset. The Greater Beloit Amateur Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net. I regret to say I'm not able to get into that repeater, let alone hear it. Then again at 8 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our Wednesday evening swap net. Usually Mel, K9RFD, and I share the duties and net control operator. Mel, K9RFD, and his wife Dory KD9MED are down in Texas welcoming the birth of their new granddaughter. So it'll be at least 2 or 3 weeks before they're back home again. So as a result, there is no amateur radio news line. But when Mel is home, when he does the amateur radio news line, that's a 15-minute independent news broadcast devoted entirely to amateur radio. He does a great job of that too. At Thursday evenings, on this repeater at 7 o'clock, we have the Northern Illinois Skywarn training net with Ricky, W9AXD. Now this coming, let's see, what was he talking about? What was he talking about last night? Oh yeah, what was your most memorable Skywarn activation? Next Thursday, he is going to do a mock net. It's going to be a mock exercise. What would happen if an actual storm or emergency would take place? So tune in to that next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. on this repeater. Immediately following that net, I do the Thursday evening health in the tech net with Larry K9K, with myself, Case on GCR. We ask everybody how they're doing health-wise. If they have any technical questions, you need any assistance or anything like that. After that, Larry K9KCT has CW session, although he did not have one last night. CW sessions are held Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursday evenings, immediately following the respective 7 p.m. nets. Okay, let's see. Trying to think. Oh yeah. Chad, W9AXD has a simplex net every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. on 146.400 simplex in Janesville. I remember to check in that short time last night. Then, those of you on HF, you got the senile net with the Chuck, WD9MED, that is your net control operator. That takes place between the hours of 1400 and 1500 hours Zulu on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband. Okay, now you're all caught up to date on your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. If you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local clubs. Now, do we have any more stations like checking the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
Alpha Charlie 9, Golf Oscar. No traffic, Jimmy. Just thought I'd check in short time and say hi.
K9GO. Okay, Larry and Roxon, got you checked in. Kurt K9N has me ask a question. Do you want to do a field day in Rockford this year? What do you say about that?
Absolutely. I love field day. And it's always a whole lot of fun. So absolutely, I do want to do it. AC9GO.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we're looking. Kurt wants to look for definite people who definitely want to do it. He doesn't want to look for people who said they're interested, and when the time comes, something comes up, they can't do it. So that's what he's looking for. So that is great, Larry. That is definitely great.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything planned for that weekend, and I know I wouldn't put anything on the calendar. Sometimes my wife slips something in, though. But anyhow, yeah, looking forward to it. AC9GO.
That's great. That's great, Larry. I'll also ask him a question. Are you planning on going to Sandwich this coming Sunday for the Ham Fest? If you are, what are you looking to buy?
Yes, I'm going to Sandwich, and I haven't the faintest idea. But I do know that Ham Fest always seem to have at least, one or two things that I want to buy and didn't even know it. So I'll end up getting something, no doubt. AC9GO.
That's great. Hey, great. Hey, call Richard, N9CO. Area code 815 547-8686. Area code 815-547-8686. If you want it, he still has advance tickets. He's got one more day to go and pick them up if you want them.
Hey, that's already been taken care of, and what is it, KC9GOL. Jimmy is going with me, and he's already got tickets, so we're all set to jet.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, Larry. Hey, Saturday, have a good evening. Maybe we'll talk to you on the Saturday evening radio net tomorrow night. I'll be net control, so talk to you later. 73 K9G Sharp Record. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun net.
73, Jimmy. Have a good rest of the evening, sir. And maybe you can get the Sandwich as well. AC9GO.
No, not this year. Sorry about that. But thank you anyway. I only go to the one in Belvedere, but thank you, and it's just the same. 73's Larry. Any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun net? Please go now. Okay. One moment, please. Oh, boy, there go my papers all over the floor. One moment, please. Okay. Okay, at this time, I'm gonna do the Amper's code. One moment, please. Okay, one, the Amper's considerate. He never knows to use the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasures of others. Two, the Amper's loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and to the American Radio Relay League, through which Amps Radio is represented. 3. The after is progressive. He keeps the station abreast of science. It is well built and efficient. His operating practice is above reproach. 4. The after is friendly. Slow and patient sending when requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the after spirit. 5. The after is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows to interfere with any of his duties he owes to his home, his job, his school, or his community. 6. The after is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the after's code. As Tony K9RFD always used to say, some to live by not only on the radio but throughout life itself. If there are any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please go now. Okay, sorry folks, I'm trying to put stuff away here at the same time. I got a desk that's very cluttered here with a lot of papers and all that stuff. Okay, any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please go now. Okay, well, I want to thank Dan, N9DCH, and the 195 group for allowing me to use this repeater to host the Friday Night Fun Net. Next Friday, I'm going to try to hold the net on the 147.255 repeater. So we'll just see what transpires. I'm going to run down the list of stations we've checked in so far. Myself, K9RFD Net Control. And I got my three early bird check-ins, N2RON Ron, W9JTC Jamie, and K9KGT Larry. My three early bird check-ins. Larry called me on the phone this evening. Yeah, something came up. He said he wouldn't be able to check in. I told him I'd put him down. So okay. Now, I want to thank Paul K9QPL for checking in. N9SBJ Scott, KB9SSB Mike, KD9MED. Mike, who's Rochelle, who's recording live stream this night on the internet and recording it for feature replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. I think Terry K9MEP, KD9YBG, Dale, the new kid on the block, KD9N, Kurt and Rock, the Rah-Rah board president, K9KWR, haven't heard from him in a school's age. WX9RLT, Ricky, W4EMB, Internet Check-In, H9YI, Scott Monroe, K9EPT, Alan Rochelle, K9FLO, Dean and Roscoe, AK9F, David and Boyd, N9OEG, Chris and South Boyd, and AC9GO, Larry and Roxton. Let's see. I got three early, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 on-air check-ins, 3 early bird check-ins, 1 internet check-in, a total of 20 check-ins overall. It was a slow night, folks, but I think people are out enjoying the weather. That's why. Do we have any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, now I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. Let's see. N9RFD Tony, REC here in Stevenson County. He's also president of the State Line Amateur Radio Club. I'll be seeing him tomorrow at our State Line Amateur Radio Club meeting. We meet at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. If you're not doing anything tomorrow afternoon, come on over. Whereas Mike, KB9ZDD is going to talk about the digital radio, like DMR, FT8, digital, or system fusion, or all that other good stuff. And okay, now Tony's better half, Tracy, N9 EAB. HC Internet check-in. We mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. Scott, A9. Lower Fox, HC honorary check-in. Justin, K9FDO, HC honorary check-in. One of the best guys in the whole world. Don't forget, you still got a chance to get tickets for the Sandwich Handfest from this individual, Richard, N9CO. Call him at area code 815-547-8686. He doesn't check in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. Richard, N9CO, HC honorary check-in. Okay, let's see. W9KLG, Kevin, South Rockford, HC honorary check-in. AC9JZ, Mike, HC honorary check-in. I'm going to put down Big Day. Let's see. N9DLB, HC honorary check-in. George, N9WSQ, our club president. By the way, Stevenson County Repeater Association will be meeting next Saturday, May 13th at 11 a.m. at the Freeport Public Library. You're not doing anything? Come over to that meeting too. Okay. Okay, now, let's see now. KD9LOA, Brandon, in Lena, HC honorary check-in, and let's see, John, KD9OVJ, HC honorary check-in. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put down N9MCS, Eric, HC honorary check-in. I'm going to try to do this the next Friday night on this repeater. We'll see what happens. In case he doesn't check in, I'm going to put him down anyway. KC9ICH, Robert, HC honorary check-in. Okay. At last, for certainly not least, the man that came up with the idea of a Friday night fun net, Brad, Alpha Hotel 2 India, HC honorary check-in. You knew him as WW9WWW, AC9G, A9G, WW2D. He's on so many call signs, it's pathetic. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. what. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter of your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter of your convenience store. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter of your local post office when you buy your stamps or envelopes, or when you go to the bank to cash your checks or what have you. Be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders, and your friends in the neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. 83 degrees for Sunday, 78 degrees for Monday. Looking at the extended weather outlook. So, good weather. From the furnace to the fan. Nothing wrong with that. I'm for it anyways. I don't know about anybody else. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Be sure you tell your used car dealer, your new car dealer, be sure you tell your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your stockbroker. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure you tell your parole officer, your probation officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday night fun. That's more check-ins better than that. Make sure you have valid FCC license before you check in. I'm sorry, folks, but we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty moms, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you sit in the clubhouse or take a knee, clutch your fist when the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the blue, we don't take your check-ins. That's all there is to it. Okay. Any more stations want to check in the Friday night fun at this time? Please call now. Well, we hope those of you who are going to the Sandwich Hamfest is coming. Hope you have a good time. You see any? Hopefully, whatever you're looking for, hopefully you'll have it. You'll be able to buy it. Hey, even if you don't spend one single penny at Hamfest, at least you go there and half the fun is just meeting people and looking around. That's half the fun. And we'll continue to answer this question during some of the upcoming nets here. Do you want to do field day in Rockford this year? So we'll get that going. So maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow night during the Saturday evening rag tune net. We'll wait and see what happens. This is K9G Shower with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater Rockford, transmitting from Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at. Lockdown, lockdown. At this very moment, Winnebago County Jail is going into lockdown. I remember Kerry, K9MED, was telling me he monitors the jail frequencies on the scanner. Every night at exactly this time, the dispatch calls, radios the correction officers telling everybody, lockdown. So that means the lights out. All the jailbirds are being put to bed for the night. Nighty-night, jailbirds. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations who want to check in? Please call now. If there's somebody trying to check in, all I got was a bunch of noise. Try that one more time. Increase your power, change the location. Well, folks, I tell you what, I think everybody's checked in who's going to check in. This concludes our main business. So I want to thank everybody for checking in. Next Friday, I'm going to try to do the net on the 255 repeater, just so you're aware. So we'll see what happens. With that, wish you all a very pleasant, nice weekend. If you get a chance, watch the coronation of King Charles III. TV coverage starts at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm going to try to get up so I can see that. That has not happened in 70 years. See what happens then. Okay. Okay, with that, this is the last call from any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. With route traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratjaw. Well, this concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, May 5th, 2023 at Cinco de Mayo. Like I said, that's not a big deal in Mexico as it is in this country. I had some Mexican food tonight for supper. Their big day is their Independence Day in September. This concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, May 5th, 2023 with a total of overall unofficial count of 34 check-ins. Tune again next week for another edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. I'll close now this Friday, May 5th, 2023 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net and return the repeater to bring us to normal land radio use. At 10:03 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours, 3 minutes Zulu time, with an unofficial count of 34 check-ins. This net is now closed. Repeater is now for normal AM radio use. 7-3, everybody. Have a good evening. Have a good time at Sandwich. Those of you who are going there. This is K9GCR wishing you all a very pleasant good night and 7-3s. K9MED, K9MED, K9GCR. Go ahead and post it, Mike, a 2 hour, 3 minute net, and with the unofficial count of 34 check-ins. You're welcome, Mike. Thanks for all you do. I'm going to see if I can pick up the night watch net out of Chicago on the 443750. Talk to you next Friday. Mike, K9GCR. 7-3s. Good night.